The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Boston Scott on the return from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one.
In motion comes the tight end left.
Now an option play on second down.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a third down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Eagles at 1-7 now on the year, and they come in really scuffling. Losers of 7 of their last 8 games.
And I like where the management is taking this team now because...
And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tony Jefferson.
And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 15. 1st and 10 here for Hal and the Commanders.
At their own 15.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll be taken down at the 18. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And, Charles, you look at this defense. They were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Hal throwing on 3rd down here.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover. gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Now try to pick it up on 3rd.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
A free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on it.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster. A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Back to throw, Howell.
And he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
He's to the 10.
And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. From the 27, Howell. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter. Obviously looking for number 2 and definitely not playing the check down game.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Powell to the air on 1st and 10.
This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First down, Howell to throw.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down.
Powell from the gun.
And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Sly able to put this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now, this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So's the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Hurts. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line.
But not a huge gain there as we head towards the 2-minute warning. It'll be interesting to me to see what they decide to do after the timeout.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Cannon now elects to bring this out. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Yeah, it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Al now to throw it.
Slings this deep for McLaurin. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Throwing here, Howell.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
But 1st down, Hurts.
Escaping the pressure right. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Well, so often now we're praising tight ends for their nimbleness and how they catch the ball downfield. But occasionally we get a reminder that tight ends, they've got that tough guy aspect too. How about him catching that?
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further.
Hurts.
This is caught. Touchdown, Eagles.
Quez Watkins.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Eagles will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
A beautiful fake.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. On first down, Howell.
Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Throwing again on second down. Howell toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On it's the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points.
Sly able to put this one through.
So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
A gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead. Tried the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They were already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent and maybe kick-started things going in the opposite direction.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Second down, Howell back to pass.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
Well, this offense has already been forced to settle for field goals on their drives earlier, so this is not a welcome sign here.
Indeed, it is not, and they certainly hope it's not a sign for the entire game because they know they've got to be able to...
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Eagles are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And they'll get him down here at about the 42. 9 yards on the first down. Keeper it at 2nd and 1.
Well, that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop him.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first. Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
And he stopped immediately there.
Cameron Curl with the tackle that time.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Throwing is Hurts.
He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards there on the play, as that'll lead to a 2nd and goal.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A 9-yard touchdown there.
And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
High throw, but the catch is made.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Let's go, let's go.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And some room to roam now.
And that one opened up for him well, as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 73 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howe.
Nowhere to go here. He the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to pump the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Jordan Davis
in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. The offense on 3rd down tonight, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7, and Thomas has it.
And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20.
Now throwing on 1st down here.
He's got a man, complete.
Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson.
An 80-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Scott on the return out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw with this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Riggs, 18, pioneer.
A give running left, it's Sanders. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, that wasn't exactly a work of art, was it?
No, that wasn't a thing of beauty. That's just why I don't play in points per reception fantasy leagues.
Is that what they call
receiver
PPR?
Still gets a point there. Yeah.
No.
And you went that far back. No bueno.
But I'll tell you what.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Brett Kern now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Returnable here from the 38.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. 50 yards.
And the Commanders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Scott on the return out of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the 4th quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. He'll drop to throw.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And they will rally and stop him short of the 1st down. They get him to the ground at the 26. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. They run the toss now with Gibson.
And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Gibson again.
And that winds up a decent run, and it also takes us to the 2-minute warning. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
They'll run with Gibson.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Howell.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Brandon Graham in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Jordan Davis
in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
4th down, Howell, desperation time.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Eagles defense able to hold. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check 26, check 26.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle, and he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the 1st down marker. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through and was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.